Hi everyone, welcome. Today I'll be doing a video on how to make a custom user model by using the abstract base class of Django. So as you can see, we have a basic setup of a Django project. The project is called project 1 and inside that we have an app called app 1. Now again, in a typical production environment, we do not keep such names. Typically we keep the name of the app as accounts which handle all the authentication and authorization functionality. Anyhow, so for the scope of the video, we need to make some changes which you might be pretty familiar with. So in the installed app sections, we need to add app1, right? And then we can add a urls.py file. Your triggered formatting with autopep. Yep, okay. So I can keep autopep. Yeah, so in the app1, which is our app, normally we make a urls.py file. But since I'll be not using a templating, a Django template here, I'll be using everything on the server side. So I'll not be really making a use of urls.py. Anyhow, so coming back to the abstract base user. Now in the models, we are going to copy paste a code snippet which I have actually copied from my another real project which is running. And it is a bit big. I'll copy and explain you. So where is my project? Yeah. So now this line is pretty standard, but now instead of normally we can import different types of model. For example, we have a user model. Yeah, we have abstract user and abstract base user. Most of the times people use user, but that is only for what you consider testing purposes, and that is not recommended by Django official documentation either. So then we'll be making the use of it in a moment. But then we have translation, we have get lazy as this, and then we have auth hashers and check password make password. Now what is the meaning of get text lazy? I think it's pretty much that it removes the constraint of writing a capital and a small letters. Yeah, sometimes we get mixed up. I think it removes the constraint of that. And we have hashers. Obviously we do not want the passwords of the user to be exposed directly on the server, so we import these hashers which automatically add encryption on the password. So now this is a custom user. You can name this class anything you want, and we have username none because, as you know, by default that if you're making a user in Django, we have to have a username. But here, since this is a custom user model, we are defining it to none. Now our username will be email. Why? Because we are defining it. Username field as email. Then I have defined few certain fields which were again suited to my project, but it might not be your need. So let me just go through them one by one. So we have employee email, something like that. Mobile number is verified or not. First name, last name is pretty standard. Is active, is staff, is employer. These two, three I think are very important. Then we have a status at different parts of sign up. Yeah. And we have a password reset token, very important. Again, I'll be showing you this in the coming videos. We have a date of birth is super user default false and date created. We want to know at what date and time this user was created. Coming down, the required fields are we haven't set a constraint on that yet. So then we have a few kind of functions defined in the class. Yeah, which are again described in the abstract base user documentation of Django, and you can copy these as it is. Basically it returns the full name of the user signed up. It returns a short name if you have set this to true. Then we have set password and check password, which is automatically done by Django when they are hashed. Now, as you can see, we need to have a manager. So in our app, I'll be making a manager.py file, and our error should be gone. Yep. So in the manager.py file, I'm going to copy this code snippet again from my project, and we paste it. Yeah. So now in this is very important. So in this manager, we are defining two types of users basically. First, we have a create user, which is the standard user. Yeah. So everything is written here, pretty self-explanatory, that he should have or she should have an email, which is definitely a must. It must be set, and then it should have a password. Yeah, definitely it should have a password. And then we have a different class for super user, because obviously a super user will have all the functionalities at his disposal. He can see all the data of different users, but a normal user cannot. So this manager basically creates a definition of those two differences. Okay, now one last thing we need to do. We need to go to our main project. In the settings.py file, we need to copy this code snippet. Now, a lot of time people forget it, has happened with me a couple of times. So anyhow, we'll change it to app1.customuser. Okay, so I think we are ready to go. Now I'll run Python or py in Windows manage.py. If you are using Ubuntu, please write Python. Py will not work. Py manage.py, make migrations, create model, custom user. Okay, then we need to migrate. Okay, and then we actually create a custom user. Sorry, a super user. And now if you see, we are prompted to actually write an email. If you would have done it with the user model or simple migrations, you would have been prompted to enter a username. So we can write admin@gmail.com, any random thing you can write. Password is going to be admin. Again, admin, too short, too similar, too common. We can bypass it, and it has been created. Now let us see in the background. If I run my server, it is up and running. And if I write admin, so I need to specify admin@gmail.com, and again login. Oh, I think I forgot to register my model. So in the admin.py, yep, from dot models import custom user, and then we can write admin dot site dot register custom user. Okay, so now let me refresh it. Now this should work. Yep, now we have a model called custom user. So how about I try creating a new one? So we have a password and we have a user ID, email. This I've set to UUID. Don't confuse it with the username. Okay, this will be set to UUID4, which I'll be showing you in the upcoming videos. So we have a password which is in bold and an email in bold, which means that we have to specify these two fields for making a user in this project. So in the upcoming videos, I'll be showing you how to actually link this model with other models as a foreign key, plus how to actually create a Django template and fill all this information from the front end, and then how to add password checks, create a UUID4, and how to verify this, and how to create a OTP, and so on. So I hope you really like this video. If you do, please leave a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel. That really helps to motivate me. Thank you.